as far as sun, but I'm still cold. It's I have on two sweaters and my hands are still cold. I live here because I like the heat. But this time of year, it's a little too chilly for me. And that's the way it goes. That causes me stress because I think about it and I really need to quit. That's one way to eliminate stress, just for Facebook, because I have so many positive affirmations that come across. If somebody's on my Facebook page negative too many times, I just quietly unfriend them. I don't I don't want to hear it. And so that's just the way it is. I forgot. Yeah, I did turn this phone down. Okay. So we won't be interrupted. Again, I always have a problem with the glare because there's windows here, the patio, but and it's all glass. So there's no way to rid the glare. I apologize. But the information we have today is important. We're talking about stress, how to relieve stress, how to stay away from stress, what to do about stress. You know, on Wednesdays we talk about stress. On Thursdays we're going to be doing just some aspect of joy coaching. On Fridays it's going to be essential oils, and then on if I do helps relieve stress. Well, today we're going to talk first about the 4 A's of stress. And I'm going to look at my little writing thing because I don't remember things all the time. I copy stuff. I've got so many documents. And um, first, one of the important things about relieving stress is what I just kind of mentioned. I can avoid thinking about how cold I am. Now that's a small stress. That's not big. But it's repetitive. Is to keep repeating over and over a positive affirmation. You could do the same positive time or something you heard on a video that you watched or something you heard on TV. Who knows? There are positive things on TV too, you know. It's not all bad stuff. You have to look for the good. But at any rate, it needs to be short. It can't be real long. If you're going to try to, it's okay if you want to memorize it two paragraphs. But I'm just saying, as busy as we are, we're not going to repeat that over and over. And if I'm really bothered about something, especially, I really need to repeat something over and over. I will not fear. Every time they get afraid, we say that. So one day my daughter came in and she was bleeding. She fell on her bike, and she was somewhere between 7 and 9. I don't really remember. But I said, well, remember your Bible verse, in God I trust, I will not fear. And she stamped her foot. I will fear, I will fear. And that's what we do. We choose to fear. We choose to dwell. It's our choice. We don't have to do it. The only thing that we can really control in this world is our mind. We can control what we dwell on. And that's a powerful thing. I didn't know that for so many years, you know? And I'm so grateful that I learned it. I don't want to dwell on. Sometimes I do. I have days I'm sitting on the pity pot, or sometimes maybe just a couple of hours or something. But then I feel so disgusted with myself because I think I don't have to do this. I'm just feeling sorry for myself. And I've shared this on here before, but it's like a tire being stuck in the mud. You keep trying to get out and it just keeps digging a deeper rut. Well, that's what negative thinking does. It digs deep ruts. And then if we start retraining and thinking something positive, it's that rut starts filling up. Thing in a way, I learned that from joy coaching, but it's really true. It really works. But it's not an immediate, especially if we have a lot of oils and you need to call for a free consultation to talk about some of this because there's not enough time here. I try to keep this to 15 minutes and I'm almost always more like 20. So I don't want to keep it too long because we're all too busy. And I want you to come back. Concentrate on one thing at a time, make one positive change at a time so that you don't get overwhelmed. Alter, communicate, express, become more assertive, uh, manage your time. In other words, alter whatever it is that's causing stress. If you need to be more assertive, then just start doing that. And I like assertive because it's not mean. And I can be mean sometimes. And I mean, I'm not perfect by any means. And I used to be mean a lot. Um, but assertive is just saying how we feel. I really need this. Getting mad because he or she or the kids or whatever are not helping and feeling sorry for ourselves. We're either going to sit on the pity pot or we're going to get angry. Assert ourselves and tell them, I really need some help right now. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you stick to the I talk, nobody's going to get mad at you. If you're going to say, listen here, you blankety blank, I need some help. Can't you see I'm tired? No, they really can't see. So if you just say, I really need help today, please help me, that's being assertive. And nobody's going to get mad. They might not do it, and you'll have to accept that, I guess. If they're adults, anyway, sometimes you can make kids do some things, but even then it's pretty hard, especially if they're teenagers or older. But yeah, we can assert ourselves. We can change whatever it is at the moment that's giving us stress or causing us anxiety or making us angry. And then, oh boy, this is a big one. I've talked about this on here before too, because this is really a big one. Accept the things you cannot change. That's part of the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So there's 3 parts of that. Now, where I learned this from was something on the computer that somebody had shared, and they didn't mention the serenity prayer, but I am saying if we can accept the things we cannot change, it relieves a lot of stress. And I can't even change my children when they're fairly young. When they go out that door, I can't stop what they might do. I can control what they do inside the house. I can control what I think about. I can't control too much else in life. You know what I'm saying? We really need to accept what we can't change. That eliminates a huge amount of stress. And it's so simple. But again, it doesn't happen overnight. Oh, today I make a decision. I'm going to accept the things I cannot change. And I'm just going to be cured and healed. No, it's not that simple. You could always come for joy coaching sessions. You can pray a lot. You can share with other people that you're trying to make a change here, that you want to really learn. Think, what can I change? Really, all I can change about is myself and my own mind and my own thinking. So then, I mean, there's really not much in life to talk about. Somewhere between 40 and 50. I was 40 when I started to learn that. That didn't mean I learned it. It took me a while to really learn what I can't change. And then it's so silly to waste time even thinking about it. Let's say I'm not talking to that person about trying to change them, but in my head's going round and round. Well, what's the point in wasting the time on it? And we don't have to. We can control what we think about. Here again, it's not all that easy. It's like starting out to exercise. If you want to get to the point of running 5 miles a day, you're going to have to just turn it off. And after a time, it'll become a habit, and you won't do it as much. And again, I'm real grateful I've learned some of this stuff because, I'm 74 and I'm really happy most of the time. Not always, but most of the time. I mean, I have my moments, and every now and then I have a bad day, but not too often, because I'll tell you, a bad day is miserable and you're used to being happy. Do I walk around like this all the time? No. But next one is 5 strategies to relieve stress. And they suggested a wonderful woman that I know who is in oils, doTERRA, and deep breathing is in 4s. So you can remember, do this 4 times a day, and you breathe in to the count of 4, you hold your breath to the count of 4, and you breathe out to the count of 4. 4 by 4 by 4. So you go, they'll probably know. So I breathe deeply in a quieter way, and maybe not quite as deep if I'm out among adaptive products. With doTERRA, we have three different adaptive um, products, and again, there's two different Serenity products that we have. Um, if you're having trouble with sleep and you need to relax, Serenity helps relax you enough to sleep. And we've got two different products. In fact, sometimes I very rarely have trouble sleeping. I only sleep 6 hours and I sleep like I'm dead, but every now and then, don't ask me why, I can't sleep. Uh, and I just mentioned balance. Somebody said to use it 4 times a day. I mean, I don't. That's what I would do. Um, oh, yeah. And number six would be relax to help you de stress. And you could use anything. I've got hundreds of positive affirmations. If you want some, I'll send you some. It's just amazing to me and it's just really funny. Try this little experiment. Look in the mirror and look at yourself and say, God, I'm just so sick of life. I just am sick of it. I hate this job. And see, when I'm just saying that, the frowns, I mean, I work for myself, so I can't hate it. I wouldn't do it, if I hated it. So, but just saying that, I sound nasty. I can't say love what I'm doing without smiling. I can't say it with a straight face. So I look happy. And then not only that, not only does the appearance change, just try this with yourself. It's amazing. Not only does the appearance change, but the mood changes just with saying something positive. It's so simple, and we just don't do it. And I didn't do it for years either. And on my website, we've got joy cards. I've got 60 joy cards for $14. And you just take one a day. And, just you can read through and see something that might affect you that day or you might need that day, or just pick one out and then just say, if you don't have positive affirmations right at your fingertips, they can be mailed to you. And like I said, on my Facebook page, I've got tons of positive affirmations because that's just the way it is. I friend people that I know are positive, and people friend me when they see I'm positive. So it's just beautiful to have that kind of support in your life. So a lot of times if I get down, I just go to Facebook. I have to check Facebook every day anyway. I don't always read every little thing because sometimes I don't have time. But I certainly look at the ones that I know are going to say something positive. You can count on that. And if I keep repeating one something that I feel I need for that day. And if it's not anything in particular, usually I just use something that I've read that morning, whether it was on Facebook or video, and that you're learning that you can de-stress and you can be more positive. Life is so much more fun when we're more positive.